Hey guys, Buffing Game Bad today, bringing on a video, and today we're going over the Grayzone Warfare gameplay that we saw. Go ahead and just turn this down slightly. The Grayzone Warfare, Grayzone, wow, easy for me to say. The Grayzone Warfare gameplay that was released today from IGN. So this is 23 minutes of exclusive gameplay. Again, the game is using the Unreal Engine 5, as you can see here. So this is unedited, really, pretty much gameplay. They're going to bounce between a few different perspectives here throughout the video, but essentially what you have is a four-man fire team here going in. They're going to infill into this combat zone to go ahead and complete the mission. So go ahead and just turn this down a little bit more so the volume doesn't end up being too loud. So again, the cool thing here is that I noticed this is the first gameplay we have. I do get some inside information. I didn't see any of this beforehand. I can be straightforward with that. What we do see here is what appears to be an M4A1, a CQBR, probably a Mark 18 CQBR, Block 2. It appears that he's running, and so is his buddy. He's running an aim point optic on a riser. But again, the infill scene here, this is how you're going to infill into different missions. It's an AI helicopter. It is definitely very immersive and cinematic for sure. You can see here, I'm not sure if there's features like high ready, low ready. I think when you're on the helicopter, it would be cool to go into high ready or low ready. Really, is what you should be doing in the helicopter. That would be pretty neat. But again, you can see here they're going to infill here in this what appears to be just like almost like a poppy field of sorts. Gonna hold down the area. The helicopter's gonna go away. And that's how you infill into these different combat areas for the missions. Now, one thing you notice right outright, with the resolution that I've upped it and I'm watching it here in full screen, my initial reaction was that with the reticles, it was a little bit difficult to see the optics through the optics. But here, when I have it in high resolution or in full screen, it definitely looks a lot better. Then we have here what appears to be a Mark 12 SPR, I believe is what this guy is running. It could be an SR-25, but it appears to be a Mark 12 from what I can see here with an LPVO optic that he's running here with a foregrip. I don't think throughout the gameplay we get a look. You know, we don't see the calibers or anything like that for this guy that I can recall. But you can see, again, they're moving very tactically. It appears it's definitely an immersive type gameplay experience. You can see there, Merrick, he's one of the guys. You can follow him over on Twitter or X. The character models, I think, look really nice outright. Let's go ahead and just skip forward slightly so we get into some combat situations here. So you guys can kind of see what the combat is going to look like for the most part. My initial reaction here, I think, is we're not really sure when this is going to be releasing as far as early access goes. You can see there it appears that he probably had some sort of suppressive fire, so his vision kind of got blurred there for a little bit, is what I'm interpreting that as. Again, this is supposed to be released in early access sometime here in Q1. Now, originally it was supposed to be this month, that being March. That's not the case anymore, so I'm not sure when the early access is going to happen. I know it did get delayed, so we don't have an updated date. They're saying the game was not quite ready to release in early access, and I think they have a lot of hype to live up to, more hype than they probably anticipated originally. I think when the trailer dropped, they kind of probably underestimated the demand for this type of game. These extraction shooters, I think, are the future of the next Battle Royale. Battle Royales, I think, are getting very old and stale. Extraction shooters are definitely the way of the future, I feel like, as far as the gaming experience goes, just because you can go in, play at your own pace, do what you want to do, and get out. You don't need to worry about closing circles, things like that. You can go in with your gear. Again, just everything on the line. It's always a very different experience. Extraction shooters, we can get into a separate video when we get down the road hands-on with this and Delta Force, but definitely good. I think the audio, you should be able to hear just a lot of ambiance for the environment. The frogs, just a lot of frogs, it sounds like. The gunshots sound very, very good. And again, here, originally I was looking at this and I was just wondering, I can't see like anybody he's shooting at the reticle. But there you can see, I mean, here when I have it, if you have this in full screen, definitely go over and watch on the IGN channel and put it in high resolution and go ahead and watch it. I think it looks very, very good and easy to see. So definitely I was a little happier here that we have it in full screen. Again, you can see the reload. Now, there's no HUD, really, minus on the top left-hand corner. You have the, whether you're in crouch, prone, or whatnot. Here we have the guy with the, what appears to be the Mark 12, doing the covering fire. Now, here he's taking shots, so you see what it looks like when you take damage. The screen is blurred. You have some red around, kind of like the old Modern Warfare 2. You get the kind of like the blood pulsing. To show that you've taken damage. He's got to go ahead and repair or med and bandage. Again, the guy with the Mark 12 moving up. So this guy back here to the M4, or the block, this QBR, back up and running. Again, taking shots. You see he's taking quite some damage there. And I know they had to film this, I think, a couple times, they said, because somebody kept dying. So overall, the gameplay looks good. I think I definitely want them to delay this as much as possible to make sure that when it comes out, it's in a good early access state. I think they have a lot of hype. That they don't necessarily need to live up to the hype, because that usually the hype is just higher expectations, I would say, than you're going to get. But this game definitely has a lot of potential. There you can see checking what the magazine count is. So you really have no HUD, limited HUD. You have a compass on the top also. But other than that, when you access your inventory for meds or you check your magazine count, that's the only indication you'll get. So very similar to Tarkov in that regard, where it is a very limited HUD. Definitely a realistic mil-sim tactical shooter. Very immersive. I love the gameplay here, going perspective to perspective. You have the guy with the DMR here, the Mark 12, providing covering fire from a distance, which is good. Again, I think overall the gameplay just looks really, really great. I'm pretty excited for this. Go ahead and we'll just skip forward a little bit more. You have a lot more firefights here going on, so I would recommend going over to the IGN's channel and checking out the full video for yourselves to just go ahead and absorb all the gameplay, the sound, everything like that. But again, how they approach this, there's leaning mechanics. Again, it's very, very much, it's hard to make not make the comparison to Tarkov, but it is going to be kind of like a Tarkov alternative. Tarkov really, I think, defined the extraction shooter genre for the most part, so that's going to be the measuring stick for everything. And this doesn't need to live up to the Tarkov hype. It just needs to be its own game and have its own features. So everything it does here is really good. I think it looks very, very promising. However, I can't really judge it until I do get hands-on. I think when you're playing this with your friends and the comms going back and forth is going to be a lot of fun for sure. Here you have no comms. It's just raw gameplay, so it's really hard to, the call-outs, things like that are really what make the game even more fun when you're playing with your friends. So I think that's going to add a lot to the gameplay experience for sure. I want to make sure when they come out with this in early access, I want to have a good amount of weapons, good amount of gear, customization options, things like that. They already have 150 missions at the start that you can do. So there's a lot here, and the map is huge. So this game, I think, has a lot of potential. If they take their time with this, this is going to be a banger for sure. The demand for this is very, very high, so hopefully the supply can meet the demand. Let me know your thoughts about this down below. Again, this is Grayzone Warfare, the first official gameplay we've seen here of the game. And again, it looks great. I think the AI, one thing I notice here is the AI definitely needs, it appears that the AI needs a little bit more. You have some dumb AI, it just seems like. But again, I don't know until I play it. This is just going by gameplay that we're seeing here. You do hear there's a fire mode. It looks like he just shifted from right to left-hand firing and back to right. You do hear kind of the same as Tarkov, like where the scabs make noises. You hear that here. So again, it looks really good. It's really hard to judge. There you see the magazine check. It's really hard to judge kind of what we're going to be. There you can see the helicopters coming in, ETA 1 minute. It's really hard to tell kind of what to expect until we do get hands-on with this. And again, I don't know when that's going to be. I know for a fact my computer cannot run this on Unreal Engine 5, so I would need to upgrade computers. That's something that I really would like to do, but realistically am not going to be doing for some time. I think with Delta Force coming out, that'll probably be my main on console for a while until I can budget to build my own PC that's going to be able to run this, Tarkov, and other games going forward. But again, I think the features here, infilling, exfilling with a helicopter, are really great. There you go. You see an M4 URGI build or a Mark 18 Block 3, essentially. So I think the immersion of the game is great. I'm really excited. The X-Wing on the helicopter is great. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of the gameplay here of Grayzone Warfare? Till next time, this is Buffner Gaming with the official Grayzone Warfare gameplay. Till next time, Buffner Gaming. Out.